Et aussi revenu dans la parabole de Stanley. Alors on va voir qui commande un petit peu à l'autre. Donc l'appareil me demande, le narrateur, quelle heure est-il? Donc on va suivre les instructions à l'écran. Vous et moi, nous ne nous connaissons même pas. Nous sommes étrangers l'un pour l'autre. Certes, j'ai réglé tous les paramètres du jeu à votre convenance, mais qui ne ferait pas ça? Je suis là pour ça, c'est un peu mon travail. Et maintenant, mon travail est terminé. Je n'ai plus de renseignements à vous demander. J'ai toutes les données sur vous qu'il me faut. Et je ne vous connais toujours pas. Et vous ne me connaissez pas. Et aucun de nous deux ne sait quelle heure il est. J'imagine que certains réglages sont irréglables. Mais si je veux être parfaitement honnête, cette heure n'a aucune incidence sur le jeu de toute façon. Je ne serai pas là la prochaine fois que le jeu se lancera, mais ce n'est pas grave. Les jeux vidéo sont faits pour être joués en solitaire. Vous apprécierez la solitude, non? Peut-être la seule information utile que j'ai apprise de vous. Bien, il est temps pour moi de vous laisser. Il me reste peut-être une dernière chose à régler, mais j'ai besoin de temps pour m'y préparer. Ce n'est pas vraiment dans ma description de travail, mais ça va. Peut-être que vous me reverrez, et si vous pouvez me trouver. Parlez bientôt. Je me retrouve donc employé 427, toujours au même dilemme. Plus rien à
All of
faire
his
sur mon
co-workers were
ordinateur,
gone. What could it mean?
et tous mes
Stanley
collègues ont
decided to
disparu.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Et je vais arriver devant le choix qui m'a été proposé lors de la première fois. En fait, l'absence de choix, vu que le narrateur m'a imposé.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ce n'est pas le narrateur qui décide, c'est moi. Donc je vais prendre la porte de droite.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Toujours des bureaux désespérément vides. Toujours des numéros sur les portes. Et je me rends dans la salle de pause. Où il n'y a personne.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Vais-je obéir ou essayer mon libre arbitre? Non, je vais continuer tout droit.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Eh oui, j'ai désobéi. Et que va-t-il se passer? Et tout retour en arrière est impossible.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
J'ai pas
Now
trop le
he's
choix.
pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
C'est ce qu'on appelle le libre arbitre.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Si je ne le fais pas, il se passe rien.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried
Belle
again,
réflexion sur
and Stanley pushed a button.
le sens de la vie et
And I tried.
l'utilité de beaucoup de choses.